Woohoo! It's time for a space. Not just any space, but we've got some special guests today. Let's Exchange community, Monero, baby. Everyone get in here. I see Let's Exchange right there. Excellent. Oh, I thought I already followed. Oh, this is the Runebond account. Guys, give Let's Exchange a follow. Follow Let's Exchange. We're so happy to have them here, you guys. It's going to be a great space. Let me join as co-host here. Fantastic. We're going to get Kenton on the stage as well. I'm going to go ahead. We're going to get the introduction done here, guys, for the THORChain side, and then we're going to exchange to our friends here. So let's go. Welcome, one and all. Let's get this intro out of the way. THORChain is the world's leading Bitcoin DEX, and now you can use every Bitcoin wallet in the world, and you don't have to connect it to a website. Same with Ethereum, XRP, BNB, Tron, Doge, and more, maybe XMR. Eventually, you'll be able to swap from any token, from any wallet to any token. It's a beautiful thing, guys. THORChain is turning into a full layer 1 liquidity engine where apps can be built on top of it. The new app layer, Rujira, unlocks lending, perks, Bitcoin-backed stablecoin, token launchpad, NFT prediction markets, and so much more, you guys. THORChain isn't just a DEX, it is becoming the protocol of pure, uncensorable liquidity. Swapping on THORChain is permissionless. There's no KYC. Anyone in the world can use it. To swap on THORChain, go to thorchain.org and click swap. New features and functionality will be added to the site over the next few months. If you encounter any issues whatsoever, there is an email button that you can push to submit a ticket. THORChain's token is called Rune. That is spelled R-U-N-E. You don't need to buy or hold Rune to place a swap on THORChain, but the fees deducted from your swap are used to buy Rune, and this is the Rune that goes to liquidity pools and nodes. There are no block rewards on THORChain. 100% of the yield is real, and THORChain is currently deflationary, with 5% of the revenue being burned. If you hold Rune on a centralized exchange, you should withdraw it into self-custody because these tokens can be used to short sell Rune and drive down the price on us, right? So once in self-custody, look into bonding your Rune to a node to earn some yield and help secure the network, which can drive up the Rune price. There's Runebond and Runetard and other node operators who can help find new node operators. This has always been a shout out to the community. If you are have some technical skills, particularly with Kubernetes, or you're interested in learning, you want to take something on, reach out to us. We will give you all the materials you need. You can start by reaching out to @Runetard on X. That's @RUNE Tard on X. THORChain also has another token, you guys, called TCY. This token is kind of like a preferred stock, where 10% of the protocol's revenue goes to these token holders. If you deposit crypto into savers or took out a loan on THORChain, make sure to claim your TCY token so you can start collecting this yield. And anyone can buy TCY token on thorchain.org as well. There's a THORChain community Discord and Telegram you can join to learn all about THORChain, make lots of friends. To find the links, go to @THORcommunity. That's @THOR community account on X. Guys, this space is towards anyone in their THORChain journey, whether you are a veteran or your first time. There will be something here. And speaking of which, guys, we have some really special guests today. I am so excited to have them here. We got Let's Exchange here, and we're going to be talking all about them very shortly. But I want to kick it real quick to my co-host, Kenton. Just give a quick update. We're going to get this show on the road. Go ahead, Kenton.
Yeah, thanks, Patriot. Well, to be honest, I don't really have much of an update. The Masari quarterly report went out, so you guys can check that out on the there's a link to it. I don't know if the THORChain account reposted it, but you guys should. A TC intern.
They-
They did. Okay, I see it there. Yep. So you go check that out. I guess maybe update with Masari. We're working on a dashboard there, like kind of like what you see on Dune. The THORChain dashboard on Dune, where it has like lots of metrics and charts. We're getting something like that on Masari. And it's not so much we want necessarily a dashboard per se, but what we want is to get into Masari so that when people are searching for, like highest revenue blockchains, that THORChain starts showing up. And so to get into that, their database, their feed, so that we're there, we get a dashboard with it, if you will. So, it's kind of like, if maybe you stop eating bread, but you order a hamburger, you still get the buns, right, on the hamburger. You just don't eat them. So, the meat for us is in Masari is getting into their system so that we start showing up in the search results, and the bread is the dashboard. Um, and we're hoping that'll go live in beginning of February. And um, yeah, maybe I'll stop there and we can jump right into Let's Exchange.
Perfect, man. Thank you. And thank you for your patience, LetsExchange. We try to get these, when we have spaces, we try to have a high, signal ratio. We don't like noise. We don't like to waste anyone's time. And that's just how we roll here. So I'm going to kick it to you. What is Lex Exchange? And then we're going to go into questions. We'll break it all down. But could you give an introduction of what Lex Exchange is and how long you guys been around for?
Yeah, hey guys, super good to connect and having an MA session today with you. So I'm Nadine. I'm leading B2B team at Let's Exchange, and Let's Exchange is available on the market from 2021. We are going to have a 5-year anniversary in March, so it's been a while. And I personally work at Let's Exchange for over 3 years. So we are cross-chain swap provider. We support 20 plus liquidity sources, centralized and decentralized one. So you can swap with us anything to anything, like Bitcoin to Sol, Sol to Sui, Bitcoin to Monero. That's what I would like to talk today. And yep, in several clicks, we already integrated in Trezor, Edge, Trusty, Tonekeeper, Cake Wallet, Unstoppable Wallet, Edge. So you can use us in a lot of companies. Probably you already used us, but you didn't know that you already used us. So super excited to chat with you more today.
Okay, cool. So go ahead, Kenton.
No, do you want me to run the questions or
Yeah,
you
go ahead,
good?
man. Yeah, go for it, brother.
Okay, so all right, Nadine. So Let's Exchange is it's not a DEX, it's a centralized exchange, right?
Yeah, but it's a good question to ask. We are not a centralized exchange and we are not a DEX. We are more like an aggregator. And it's a super popular question and a fair question that a lot of companies ask us and our partners because it's like a lot of companies don't want to work with middle layer when you don't understand what is behind. So from our side, we are an aggregator. We take liquidity from 20 plus liquidity sources, centralized and decentralized one, to find out the most reliable execution path. So we can provide not only the best price, but we provide the best speed for the swap. We see what is the best liquidity, what is the best routing, and if it's a large sum, we can divide it by 20 plus sizes. For example, if you'd like to exchange with us 100 Bitcoin, we will divide it by 20 plus liquidity providers. So we are more like an aggregator, but we are definitely not a centralized exchange.
But you will aggregate centralized exchanges. You
Yes,
tie into them.
yes, it's totally right. We aggregate centralized exchanges and decentralized exchanges. And we have our own smart routing. So we have our own logic how to find the best route. It's not only like you just do a swap via centralized exchange because we have automatic ML, and if ML fails, we do a refund. So it's a different logic comparing to centralized exchange. And you have the option not to pass and don't to have a registration. You just can open our website and swap anything to anything. And it's the same logic that you can open any wallet or aggregator who works with us. And you also don't need to create an account and so on.
So there's no KYC, no account opening, no nothing to use Let's Exchange?
Mm. Uh, yep, it's a good question. Yes. So a short answer is the short answer is no. So how it works? We have automatic ML, and if ML fails, we do a refund. But at the same time, it's super important to mention that we work as an aggregator. So we take liquidity from different liquidity providers, and sometimes, for example, if it's any asset and it's provided by our partner. So if ML didn't fail, everything went smoothly, and provider see some high risk high risk case, and they can ask for KYC, but it's a super rare cases that happens like 1 out of 1,000, 10,000 cases, and here we help users to pass it.
So have you had to do that? So you have had to do it before, where you had to ask a user for KYC.
Yes.
Okay.
We had several cases because we work as an aggregator, and sometimes when AML went through and our providers received funds and some cases occurred, yes, we help users to pass this process, but in 98% of cases, if AML fails, we do a refund immediately to the user. So in our case, we don't hold user funds, and for us, as we also focus on privacy, the best case scenario is to return funds to the user. But yes, if it's on our provider side, and sometimes it can happen everything, for example, some hacks or scam alerts, we help users to finish it, and we are responsible for that. We work with the user. And you can check it on our Trustpilot ratings that we have the highest Trustpilot rating among all of the swap providers, that we help each user to solve the case together.
So when you say AML, you mean like you're screening the wallet address to see if that address is connected to anything bad?
Yep. So we have automatic ML screening, and it screens every deposit regardless of the asset, and that's all. So if all good, we proceed with the swap.
So sorry, I'm a little bit confused. So before you said, um, if you get crypto from like a bad address, it doesn't pass the AML, you return it. Um, and then in some cases you ask for KYC. So when do you decide when to just return the crypto versus ask for KYC?
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's a good. It's a really one of the greatest questions that it's important to share. So how it works? All the swaps that we conduct at Let's Exchange, we have ML check, and if ML fails, we do refund. But there are some cases when, for example, it's some unique address, or for example, the hack is not found out yet by ML providers or by um, I don't know, something like stolen funds or some kind of this X, and it's already on provider side, and providers, not us, already know about this case. They can hold the user funds until they find out what is happening next. And because of that, for example, if everything is good, we proceed with the swap. It's like, oh, it's fake alert. Or for example, they will take the funds for 1 day before they will find out what's happening. Or for example, in some rare cases, for example, it was um stolen funds. Yes. So that we can provider will ask us to help with KYC. We'll go to the user and we'll help user to pass KYC. Did I manage to reply a question?
I think so. Paige, do you want to jump in? I know you love this subject. Do you have any questions?
No, I think she answered it pretty good. I think, maybe we'll go to the next question. Like, when it comes to the final execution, and I'm sorry if I didn't catch if you said this, like, what's the final execution layer? Is that Let's Exchange, or is that like a liquidity provider, or does it depend on the source in your aggregation, if that makes sense?
Yep, thank you for asking that. It's yep, it's a good question too. So execution is performed by the selected road. So it's basically performed by our not swap provider, by our liquidity provider. And our liquidity provider completes the swap. But the main thing that what we do at Let's Exchange, we control the decisioning on which roads to take to execute the swap. And we also solve all the user-facing execution cases. So uh, the swap is performed and is executed by the liquidity provider. But here at Let's Exchange, we have our engine that chooses the best provider for the best given pair, evaluate the timing and also the network condition, provider performance, completion probability, a lot of stuff. Because you know that for some swaps like ZK Cash to XMR, we will choose ABC provider. For some swaps like Bitcoin to Zana, we will choose another provider because Zana is available only on ABC exchanges. So it's case by case. Or if it's the most popular swap like Bitcoin to Ethereum, we will divide this amount by 10 providers. So we have this engine that works on that.
Okay, okay, and I'm gonna ask one more question, then I'll kick it back to Kenton. Because okay, so a lot of people in the audience, right? They love XMR. Oh, you're transmitting. You want to mute yourself real quick, like the Shane. You're transmitting sound. So if there's a lot of people who are listening and they have XMR, things like that, right? So the one thing they're gonna want to know is if I use your service, they want to know, have you ever frozen or blocked user funds before? I think that's their big hiccup, right? So could you address that?
Yeah, of course. And as a user who do a lot of swaps, I understand this pain. And the short answer is no. Of course, no. So Let's Exchange does not block user funds. However, it's super important and transparent to share that since exchanges are carried out not by us but by our providers with their own ML politics, the situation is way more complex. So there have been cases, the ones that I mentioned with KYC, where swap is paused by liquidity provider due to ML risk. And if ML fails, our swap providers, our liquidity providers and us, we try to do refund. Like in 90-80% of cases, we will do a refund. But it's really important to understand at what stage the exchange stopped. So if it stopped on this first step of ML, we'll do refund. It's not a problem. But there are some cases when, super rare cases, when situation may arise where the funds pass out checks, as I mentioned before, and the exchange is stopped by the provider, not by us. And in this case scenarios, yes, it's super unpleasant one. We will help users to solve these cases. So it's super rare cases, and we try to explain everything on our website. We try to be as transparent as possible about that, and we write it on our terms of use. So we don't hold user funds, we don't block the funds, we don't hold them. It's not our revenue stream and so on. But on our provider's side, it can have like 1 or 2% cases. So yeah, did I manage to reply your question correctly and right and transparently?
Yeah, I think for me, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and kick it back to Kenton.
I was to say, yeah, like I've read like Change Now and Changely and some of these other providers, like
Yeah.
that's their business plan is to freeze X% of funds and just not give them back or sit on it for months and I don't know, earn some interest or trade with it or whatever. Like that's like they do it on purpose. Um, have you heard anything like that? Are you is that true? Do you have any insight into that part of the industry?
It's a tricky question because each sub provider and Web3 world is super small, so we know each other. Yes, I heard several cases about that, and I think they have a different ML policies comparing to us. I think it's better to ask Changely or Change Now about how they handle it on their side. But on our side, I can say that we have a super good Trustpilot rating. We work with each customer, we work with each our B2B partner, and we try to reply us up. So if you reach out to our support team in 1 2 minutes, we will reply and say like what's happening right now. You when you do a swap on our website, you can see each step of the exchange. So as I mentioned before, it's not our revenue stream, and we try not to. We don't hold user funds and our providers too. So it's how to say it rightfully. Uh, I think that it's a similar cases to them, but they have a different ML policies, and it's better to ask them about this question. So but yes, of course, I heard a lot of cases, and not even them. A lot of companies have some cases about that. That's why here at Let's Exchange, we are proud to have a really good rating, Trustpilot. We are proud to have a lot of good cases with our partners. I can say that we work with 90% of privacy companies like Cake Wallet, Edge Wallet, Unstoppable Wallet, Houdini Swap, and yep. We work a lot to provide the best execution. And one of the things that I really like about our company, we have real people in our support team. So if you reach out to us anytime, we have 3 shifts. I think our support team is the largest team among all of the teams. And I'm envy about that a bit. So each time if I do a swap or I'm super curious to do a swap for a new asset, I try to list it us up on Let's Exchange and do it on Let's Exchange because I know that if I'll reach out by any like in Telegram, in our website or via email, I'll receive a reply in 1 2 minutes. So I think my answer is not so short, but I tried to explain it in each step. So, Kenton, what do you think? Did I manage to reply to your question, or did you heard similar cases about us, or what do you think about this matter?
Well, to be frank, I'm not. No, I'm not. I've only not heard anything about Let's Exchange. I actually didn't know about you guys up until I don't know, a month ago, 2 months ago, and and which maybe is a good thing in a sense, right? Because you only hear like, the reason I know of Changely and Change Now and these others is that is from the negative news from them freezing funds, right? And that tends to spread quickly. Um, and so I guess I'll say maybe the fact I haven't heard of Let's Exchange, maybe that's a good thing because nothing, negative has happened. So nobody's been, uh, screaming about it on the internet. Um, but can you maybe actually, how much, like roughly, what's your lifetime volume on Let's Exchange? Like where do you rank? How big are you relative to say your competition?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a good question. I think I'll need to double check with our team about that because I only know some volumes for last year, for example, for B2B side. And I think it's a bit under NDI, but I can surely say that I think among our competitors, we are number 3 or 4 in the market. So change now. Maybe we have some more similar swap providers to us. And I think we are 3, 4, 5 place in the world because when yep, because we have high volumes, we work with strongly on B2C direction, on B2B direction. One of the things maybe because you didn't heard about us for some time because previous 3 or 4 years we work mostly as white label company for B2B wallets and aggregators, and only last year we decided also to focus on our B2C direction. And Change now and similar providers, they started from another side. They started mostly from B2C direction. And also one of the things that I think it's really good about Changely is they started to work before the Binance from 2013. So that's why a lot of companies know about them. So I think we are on the market for 5 years and we're already in top five, maybe top three. So I feel pretty confident about that. Hopefully, after our MA session will finish, I'll try to share our volumes. Maybe if our legal department will allow me.
Yeah, that'd be great. Post it. Um, well, so, uh, I guess we can unless you have any follow-up, questions, Patriot, maybe we'll keep moving on.
Keep going, brother. You're doing great.
Okay. Um, so I'm curious, like, if you guys are handling, if you're aggregating, like, between dexes and sexes, how do you handle volatility? Like, if there's different prices in all these different platforms, and how do you get your user the best price? Like, is it like I'm assuming some kind of average of all the prices? Um, and if especially the tokens are liquid, like, how do you, give the user the best price?
Mhm. Yeah, but especially right now when the market is so unsteady and you don't know what's going to happen, I think it's really important for the user to understand. So we have 2 modes, like we have a fixed mode when, for example, you would like to exchange ABC and you will receive ABC, and no matter what is happening, if even Bitcoin will collapse from 90K to 16K, you're going to receive this amount, and it's the final amount that we show via API or that we show on our website. And we also have a floating rate. It's like a market rate where we have some slippage, and according to the slippage, we will provide this amount. So we have a routing engine that doesn't just change the best quote because it's like yes, we can have a best quote for some amount, like for 1 Bitcoin, but we have a lot of users who change 10 Bitcoins, 100 XMRs, and so on. So we don't just chase the best quote. We evaluate liquidity, uh, we evaluate fees amounts, we evaluate volatility conditions, historical provider performance, network cost, and a lot of these metrics to provide the slippage for floating rate. And it's all automatic. That's why swaps is super fast based on my experience and based on our partners' experience, of course. And we have a fixed rate. So if the market is unsteady, I usually recommend to use fixed rate because I had a case when the market collapsed, like from I think it was in October, right, when the market collapsed, and you're like, oh, from 120K to 19K. And of course, during this kind of market, I would recommend to use on any exchange or swap provider a fixed rate. But if this market is steady, you know what is happening, the best case scenario for any exchanges is to choose floating rate.
So can people place limit orders on LetsExchange?
Not yet, but I'm pushing for this feature. You can choose only, for example, because you need to deposit the funds. So we have a feature when you go through our API on our website, you have like 25 or 30 minutes timeline when you need to deposit the funds. Because if it's more than 30 minutes, you know what happen. For example, a TX collapse, right? So that's why we don't have yet um, this option, but I'm really pushing to have it. So hopefully, maybe this year we are going to launch it, like limit orders.
Okay, so you said people have to deposit their crypto on the exchange first before they can trade. So but I thought you don't take custody of funds. Am I mixing something up?
Uh, Yep. Yep. And I think I understand the question. So yep. First of all, if you do a swap on our website, you deposit funds to us, which up via email, and after that we proceed with the swap. So technically, we are not custodial, but before to understand, if we can proceed with the swap, we provide the deposit address where you deposit the funds, and we proceed with the swap feature. And it's the same via our wallet provide via our API.
Okay, so before you provide the deposit address, you run your AML check. And then if it passes, then you give them the deposit address?
No. We will give the deposit address, and after the funds are deposited, we do a mail check. You couldn't do it beforehand.
Okay.
And if a mail check, when we already have this on our deposit, we can do a refund for the same, for example, wallet address where from which one we receive funds.
But how do you do a refund if you don't have custody of it?
It's a good question. So we receive it on unique wallet addresses, and we do. Oh, yeah, but it's a tricky one, Kenton. Let me double check with our technical team because I thought that it's also in a non-custodial way how we do it.
Okay. Um,
Mhm.
I'm just trying to think what else. So you mentioned, okay, so you keep mentioning Bitcoin and Monero. So like you don't just do EVM tokens, you do UTXOs. How many tokens do you support in total?
Right now we support more than 5,000, almost 6,000 assets. We support over 300 plus networks. And one of the things that I'm super proud of our team, we support all privacy assets like XMR, ZKKS, PIVX, Zana, Dash. So you can swap anything to anything with us. So yep. It's not only AVM. I think our main unique value proposition is that we support cross-chain swaps. So when you go to us, you shouldn't care like, can I swap this to this? You can swap it, probably.
Well, this is probably a good segue into Monero because that was kind of like, the genesis for reaching out to you guys in this space and everything. So, you can trade Monero, no problem. There's exchanges all around the world that keep delisting Monero, and it's getting harder and harder to find a place to buy Monero. Um, you guys I assume you're pro privacy. Like, are there any? Do we? What am I trying to ask? Do you see one day where LetsExchange might stop offering Monero? Or is it the opposite? You want to support it no matter what, no matter how hard it is. You're gonna do your best to continue supporting it.
Oh, I see. So as yes, it's more difficult to support Monero each year because previously, for example, we had like all of our or liquidity providers, they provided the support of Monero, but each year it's more and more difficult. But still here at Let's Exchange, we try to support it. And one of the things that we try to support any asset that is available. So as while a lot of our liquidity providers are going to support Monero, we would be happy to support it, and we are also happy to integrate most providers, liquidity providers, to provide the swap feature of any asset to any other asset. It's not only about Monero, but it's about all the privacy assets. And one of the things, our direction, as we started, we had a privacy direction for over 5 years, and we would like to proceed to work the same way. We would like to proceed to support privacy assets, this community, and it's not only about our service, Kenton. It's also about how we work as a team. So we have all these DeFi principles, all these privacy principles among our team members and among all of our products. So the short answer is yes.
Do you have an idea how much Monero volume you do, or what percentage it is of your total?
Oh, let me open our Looker page right now. I think it's the best scenario, but what I can say from, for example, last year statistics that I have checked, Bitcoin to Monero, you can even open our website. It's the main pair that we provide. Also, it's the main pair that it's available on our B2B direction. So probably, let me double check. Just I have this on my dashboard. So for example, for last month, I can say, mhm, let me check. So it's almost 30% of all our volumes.
Did you just say 80?
No, no, no. For one pair, and it's 30% of our volumes that I can say. It's there. But it's only for the B2B directions that I can say. I'm not sure about BTC one, but probably it's the same amount, maybe even more so. And it's for the last month. But right now Monero is on all-time high. It's different month to month, so
Did you catch that, Kenton? I'm trying to clarify. So the percentage, okay, so let's say BTC to Monero, what percentage would that be roughly?
it's roughly 30% of our last month's volumes
Wow.
for B2B direction.
30%?
Yeah. Zero. Yeah, sorry about my
It's okay. No worries. So, okay, I have a question about throughput here. So, okay, XMR Monero is something that, the THORChain community really wants, right? It's really hard to add permissionlessly, natively, all that stuff. So, I was just curious about throughput, like how much volume you can handle. So, like if there's a BTC whale listening right now and they say, I want to swap $5 million from Bitcoin to Monero, would Let's Exchange be able to handle that? Or do you recommend smaller increments?
Oh, wow, thank you for asking that. I think it's my favorite question right now because yes, we can handle it, and we have several partners whose average swap amount it's this amount. And usually to provide the best quote and the best speed, as I mentioned earlier, I usually like the sample of 10 millions. So we will divide this 10 millions by 10 liquidity or 20 liquidity providers by 1 million or 500K, and we will handle the swap. And one of the things that I compare monthly and weekly with our team, we are one of the best provider for the high ticket. So for example, maybe we are not the best provider for $100 swap, but for large amount of the swap, like for the whales, we are definitely one of the best swap providers. And I can say that surely.
Okay, so I think that's another question. Is like, so if you have someone, because a lot of whales do listen to these spaces, or the recordings, and so when it comes to Let's Exchange, when the swap is actually happening, like, are they able to like monitor what's going on, or is it like a black box? Like, what's happening under the hood? Are they able to discern that while it's happening?
Mhm, mhm, mhm. Oh, of course. So of course you can see it. For example, if you open our website, you can see each step what is happening. We don't like this trust me or black box kind of thing. We try to work even harder to be as transparent as possible, so you can see each step, each minute, as the slippage. So hopefully this year we are going to be like maximum like one of the most transparent provider in the world. But even now, we have each step that is available on the website. When I do a swap, I'm a paranoid because I lost some funds already by using different dexes and zexes. So I really enjoy when I do a swap to see each step, and you can do it via Let's Exchange. And also, one of the things that I really like about our transparency, we provide when you, for example, choose a pair like Bitcoin to Monero, you can see um, the amount that you're going to receive, and we don't have any hidden fees. So you're not going to be upset like, oh, I received not one Bitcoin but 0.9999. So if we said that we are going to provide you one Bitcoin, you're going to receive one Bitcoin. And it's the same way for our transparency on our website via API and so on.
Okay, what about the yeah, you did. What about the fees? Are the fees fully disclosed beforehand? I'm assuming so because you said if you're going to get one Bitcoin, you're going to get one Bitcoin. But is there any other possible fees that people have to worry about? Maybe like a slip fee in terms of volatility. Could you break that down a little bit?
Mhm, mhm. For the fixed rate, it's if you say that you're going to receive one Bitcoin, you're going to receive one Bitcoin. For the for the floating market rate, because of the market condition, we have a slippage. I think it's around 3% slippage because if something happens, the difference can be maximum of the 3%, and we take responsibility for that. And so, yeah. Currently we are working on it to providing users and partners with even greater transparency. So we would like to show these fees. For example, at the end of the year, maybe in Q3, we are going to provide like to display the fee structure for each exchange. So you can see detailed information. Right now, we just show you the final amount that you're going to receive. But probably in Q3, we are going to provide like, hey, we have done this, this, and this. It's a network fee. This is a mail fee, and so on. So we are working on it really hard right
Okay,
now.
so I'm at let's just say I'm at Let's Exchange. I'm about to make a swap, right? Let's just say $10,000 on your exchange. Does it give me the? Is it going to say, hey, this is going to be a fixed rate, or this is a floating rate? Is it just is that automatically selected, or is that configurable from the user's point of view? You know what I mean?
Oh, yep, sure. It's configurable. You can choose on our website what rates you would like to provide.
Got it. Perfect. Kenton, did you want to follow up on anything on that front or anything else?
Uh, no, that's good. I do have to change the subject a little bit if you're done talking about this.
Yeah. Go for it.
Um, I just actually, Nadine, I just hovered over your avatar to kind of read the Let's Exchange bio, and it said on and off ramp. Do you do fiat on and off ramping?
Yeah, but so on our website do have on ramp and off ramp. We work as an aggregator here. We aggregate Mercury and Transact and Switch here. But it's not our main business. 95% of our main business is swap, and we would like to focus more on swap to be the best swap provider. So if you're going to think about swap, you're going to think about us, and you can do all the swap on Let's Exchange. And we also work on ramp and off ramp, but more as an aggregator.
What do you mean
Also as
as
an
an
aggregator.
aggregator? I don't understand.
Oh, yeah. So when you open our website and see on and off ramp, we clearly show that it's powered by Mercury and Transact. So we don't provide on ramp and off ramp by our side, and we don't provide it via API to our partners. So it's like um, in a testing mode.
Like you're just connecting people to other on and off ramps that they can use.
Yep, almost. So we have integrated Mercury, and so when you open our on ramp and off ramp uh, widget, we'll redirect it to, for example, you have chosen euro to USDT, and after you have chosen the pair, we will redirect you to Mercury, for example.
Okay, and then they handle the on and off ramping. So the user will have to do KYC with them and give them their bank info and all that kind of stuff. They don't give it to Let's Exchange. They give it to them.
Yep, yep.
Okay, gotcha. Um, So if the THORChain front end or any other front end for that matter wants to integrate Let's Exchange to offer their users the ability to swap Monero, how hard is that? Is it easy? Does it take a long time? Um, yeah.
Yeah, I think with THORChain team of developers, it's going to be super easy because I heard a lot of that you have a super technical team. So from our side, even when the team is not super technical, it takes 3 to 4 days to integrate our API, and usually 1 or 2 weeks of testing. It depends on the team. We have a lot of partners who finish integration in 1 week, and yep, to be honest, our API documentation is super straightforward. We have our technical team who replies 24/7. You have me and our account manager who also replies. I'm not super technical savvy as you see, but the basic questions that our partners ask, I already can reply. But it's usually super easy. And because it's one of the main pairs you see that we have at Let's Exchange, we don't have any problems with that. So I think you can finish it super soon, Kenton.
And can the interface toggle on and off what tokens they want to offer? So for example, you guys offer 5,000 tokens. What if we were only interested in the Monero route? Can we just have that turned on and turn everything else off?
Yeah, of course, you can do it via our API, so you can choose only one, like only XMR for the direction because you already have. I also personally use THORChain via Trust Wallet, sometimes via Ledger, but yep. So you can choose the main pairs that you don't support, for example, right now, and provide THORChain for all other pairs that you already have, like ZK Cash and so on.
Okay, cool. Um, well, I'm actually curious now. The $1 million question: does Let's Exchange have THORChain as part of their stable? Are you guys, when you're aggregating for all the different dexes and sexes, is THORChain a part of that mix?
Hmm, it's a good question. Not yet. To be honest, not yet, Kenton. I think it's just a matter of time when we are going to finish it, but as I know, not yet. Um, we have one partner. I think you know already about them, so probably in the near future we are going to support our chain too. But yep, it's also one of the questions that I need to double check with our product team in our roadmap.
Yeah, and we
But as I know now, we don't.
we have a free API for you guys to use to incorporate THORChain. So yeah, I think that'd make more sense for Let's Exchange to incorporate THORChain before our front end incorporates Let's Exchange. Um, so yeah, we definitely need to talk about that.
Yep, would love to chat about it.
Yeah, that'd be great. Permissionless, access to the real layer one asset. I mean, THORChain was like the OG, cross it still is obviously. And so that would be absolutely fantastic. I did have another question. Kenton, unless you had something else you want to follow up on.
No, no, go ahead, go ahead.
Okay, I was just wondering, so I know you guys have customer support, right? But let's just say some error happens on a swap. Something goes wrong. What does that process look like? Who takes responsibility for that?
It's a simple question for me, of course. Here at Let's Exchange, we take the full responsibility if something happens wrong. So no worries about that if something happens. And it happens with me several times. I just reach out to our. I have a fun about it, so I reach out to our team on our website by using different names or Telegram handles, or even without that. So our team replies in 1 2 minutes, and we solve the case. We will just provide the exchange ID, and that's all. And one of the cases, for example, was that we had last year. It was with um, FIRA shielded addresses, and one of our liquidity providers that didn't manage to find out. Oh, like, is it was this fund sent by our user or not? So at the end of the day, we have just done a swap from our own liquidity, and we didn't done a refund. We fully provided a swap and just send one more time the deposit. So we fully take the responsibility about that, and I can say 100% is that our support team is one of the best. So Joel, if you're on the call on our session, I think you're the best. So yep.
Okay. And
I hope that you are not going to need to test it, but if you are going to test it, you can believe me.
sounds good. Okay, so we talked about so far. Let's Exchange. What are the services you provide? You do the swaps, right? You have third parties that help some. It's not your main business model, but some on off ramp. Kenton asked earlier about having like kind of like an order book, right? So are you guys going to be pushing into more other like economic primitives like loans or like leverage trading or do you guys have on your roadmap where you plan on going with more stuff to do?
Mhm. Oh, so right now one of the it's one of the first things that we are going to finish in Q1. We're updating our own infrastructure, and as soon as we are going to update it, we would like to integrate more providers so we can have definitely best rates. We can have even more roads. We can have a lot more assets, and because one of our visions that at the end of the day we would like to be a one like if you think about the swap, if you think about exchange, we would like to be the best place, and you're not going to think, oh, can I swap Bitcoin to ZK Cash or can I swap ZK Cash to SU? You just say like, oh, I can open website, I can open Let's Exchange, and I can do a swap. It's one of the first priority one, of course. Second one, we're also launching several because I'm responsible for B2B team, I can say about B2B roadmap, of course. So one of the things that I'm super excited, we are launching a new feature like deposit and withdrawals. For example, for Bitcoin only wallets, you can deposit from XMR and on your Bitcoin ABC hardware wallet, you are going to receive Bitcoin. And the same way you can withdraw, like you can withdraw to 5,000 assets available on the market. Second feature that we are going to have it's invoicing. It's also for our B2B partners. And also one of the things that not only me excited, but a lot of our partners, we are launching a feature where you can swap Bitcoin to any ABC asset available on any DEXs. For example, we recently integrated Sui. So you can swap, for example, I think you don't know about this token, Lofi on Sui, and you can swap it to Bitcoin, even if so Lofi is going to be available only on DEX on Sui like Ketos. So it's one of the features that a lot of our partners have cited about. We have several more products that we are going to launch, but I see our head of product is sitting here, so I'm not going to share it. It's under NDI right now, but in Q2 and Q3, we are going to launch two more products, fully different products, but related to our ecosystem. So
Okay.
we really work hard on that too.
Yeah, I'd be curious to know what those are. I know you guys don't want to spill the beans or nothing like that, but Kenton asked about integrating THORChain on your guys' end because yes, we do swaps as well, but we also have so many other primitives that are coming as well. So I'm just curious if there's maybe even a deeper form of cooperation we can have, or things that that we have that you can offer, or more things maybe you offer that you can share with us. I'm just curious, but I don't want to poke and prod you. I know you guys you want to keep things close to your chest until they're ready and things like that. So I understand. Okay. How much time do you have with us? Let's exchange. I want to see if there's would you be okay if people came up if they wanted to? I don't know if they are, but to ask questions or anything like that?
Yeah, of course. I'm super happy that we have this space today, and we have booked it with Kenton 1 month ago. So you have my whole day today.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you. And guys, so if you guys want to request and come up and ask Nadine any questions whatsoever, that would be great. Or you can put them in the Telegram, a THORChain Telegram, or the Rogera one. Just tag me so I can see them easily and I can answer. One thing I do have one question. I didn't want to ask before because I was just worried if I didn't, if I cut out, didn't hear it. So, when it comes, let's just go back to a Bitcoin to Monero swap. I'm a Bitcoin holder. I want to go $10,000 Bitcoin to Monero. So how it works is I send you the BTC and then you guys swap it internally, right? So like you guys take custody of the asset momentarily, and then it gets sent to, one of the aggregation pathways. Is that how it works?
Yep, almost. So we provide you deposit address. You deposit. You send us this 10K. We'll do AML. If AML fails, we will do refund. If all good, we will proceed and send the funds to our liquidity provider, who will provide the best rate, the best speed, super reliable, and so on. After that, they will do a swap, and we will provide you Monero to your wallet address that you provided to us.
Okay, and so I'm trying how to say this. So, is that an automated process? Like is that code, like you send the BTC, like, it's all done in the background, right? Like there's, and it's all automated. Like you see what I'm trying to say? Like there's like, I'm really fucking getting this question. I'm sorry. Yeah. Yeah. Can you answer
Yeah,
that?
I
Sorry. I'm
understand. Yeah, sure. I understand. We have chatted with a lot of our partners about that. Of course, we have automatic swaps because it's impossible to do this amount of volumes and swaps by hands. And the same way why Bitcoin to Monero swaps are difficult, we have checked also several ways how to do it. First one is atomic swaps. That's a bit difficult for a lot of companies to integrate because it's yep, you understand what's the problem. Second one is peer-to-peer, but it's also like you couldn't do a lot of volumes peer-to-peer for like 5,000 assets. For 5,000 assets, we have almost more than 30 million pairs available. So if you can swap Bitcoin to 5,000 assets or Monero to 5,000 assets, could you imagine the amount of pairs? So we couldn't do it by hands. We do it all automatic. And one of the things that I like, because I use right now our looker, I can say that we have fix the speed of the swap on a fixed rate. We have around 2 minutes right now. Oh no, 3 minutes. Sorry, it's the amount for deposit, and for floating rate we have from 5 up to 7 minutes. So even though we have a lot of steps like deposit, email, sending to provider is swapping, it's a super fast amount because I have done peer-to-peer, I have done atomic swaps, I have done a lot of swaps even to go to centralized exchange and do it by myself. It's it's not possible to do it so fast.
Yeah, and thank you for answering such a clumsy question. But I mean, the thing I was getting at is like, when you have a swap on THORChain, it's all you're trading against a pool, right? It's all an automated process, open source code. It's very frenetic. There is no point which THORChain can just like put its fingers in there and yoink and get your asset, right? So that's kind of where I was going with that question. Let me see. We got someone requesting. Okay, we have someone coming up. And guys, please, if you come up for questions, we want to have the questions for Let's Exchange or THORChain, or just at least they have to be related to the subject material. I don't, Let's Exchange has given their time for us today. We're very appreciative of that. So just want to say that we have a speaker, Leo. Do you want to go ahead and what question you got for us today? And check your mic. I'm going to give you a few more seconds, Leo. I don't like dead air on a space. We'd like to keep the show running. Can you check your mic?
Thank you. How are you?
All right. I went ahead and just got rid of that guy. I got a bad vibe for him, and I trust my gut is what it is. I ain't gonna waste people's time. So, okay, let's exchange. I want to kick it back to you. Is there anything else that you feel like we did not ask? Is there anything else you want to say? Maybe me and Kenton missed at all whatsoever.
Oh, no, I think you have asked everything that it's really important to ask, especially for your community. And I'm happy to reply. If you're going to have any questions, we would be happy to reply from our accounts. I will also provide my Telegram handle. So if you have any questions, please reach out to me. And from my side, I would be happy to know what I'm working on right now because it's the start of 2026 and THORChain starting is really good. I heard a lot of good things from our B2B customers about THORChain. We had a small chat with Kenton last month, but would love to know more what I'm working on. What's your focus for this year? And what can we do from our side to provide you Monero swaps, of course?
Well, for I'm actually,
You're at
I'd like to know what the other people have been saying that's been good about THORChain. Can you tell us a bit more about that? The conversations you've had?
Mhm. Yup. I met several of our partners, and one of the things they shared that what they like that you can swap like super huge amount of swaps, and it's as you mentioned, it's all automatic without touching. It's like by liquidity pools. I will send you the screenshot. One of our partners sends me on a constant basis screenshot like, "Hey, see, THORChain has swapped this amount of." Assets, and I really like that you can open DeFi Llama and one more website, and you can see your volumes. I really appreciate that you're super transparent, and I think it's what our partners like about you when they work with you, and that's what I heard.
Well, I'm
And of course, about the rates, you have pretty good rates too.
Oh, they're gonna get much better very shortly, let me tell you, and that makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside, so thanks. I really needed that, Nadine. You really helped my self-esteem over here. I do have some questions now coming in for you. Are you ready?
Always ready.
All right, let's go. So, one question wants to know, how will Let's Exchange handle Mika? I'm assuming that's the legislation that's being pushed around, right? How will Let's Exchange handle Mika for users that swap more than $1,000? It's known that sexes getting licenses and demands from sexes are hitting the rooftop. How will they continue offering business in Europe?
Hmm. It's a good question. It's a good question that we chat a lot with our legal team, as I know that it was applicable from January 1 of this year, and it was also applicable from last year too. So from our side, that's why we work as an aggregator and we try to integrate more providers and liquidity providers who can handle this amount of swaps. Because as I mentioned before, we would like to proceed to provide the best rates. We would like to proceed to provide the best liquidity, and we would like to proceed to work with privacy matters and don't ask any unnecessary information from our users. And of course, our users would like to swap more than 1,000. So, from our side, one of the things that we do even now, we integrate more liquidity providers, and we integrate more liquidity providers who are MiCA compliant. The same way as Kenton and you mentioned right now that we shall integrate THORChain to work on that. So I will also double check with our legal team what we do now about that. But what I know, it's one of the things where we work, and that's why we're updating our infrastructure. So
Okay. Sounds good. I have another question here, and this is I did ask this question as well. And because it was just a little unclear. So let's just really nail this one down here. If if Let's Exchange accepts funds, then runs AML before passing the funds on the provider, that you technically do custody the assets, or can we there's this whole conundrum of, do you guys actually take custody or not? So could we just state that clear for the record as clearly as we can for the people who are curious?
yeah, let me open. Give me one more second. Let me open our technical documentation because I'm not a tech savvy person, and each time I want to be super right about it because it's a tricky question.
Yeah, and
So,
I understand, and here's the thing is, like, when we're talking with code and stuff and language, eh oh, go ahead.
yep, yep. That's a bad thing to be not technical person in crypto. I think I'll become technical this year. One of my promise for this space. So, um, we work as an aggregator, and so how we work, our liquidity providers, as I understand, and as how we work, they provide unique wallet addresses or wallet addresses where the user deposit funds, and each provider they have different ML policy. And for example, if this deposit that provider gave us after we have chosen the best rate. If AML fails, we will do refund. So yes, for this amount of time when we'll do AML, you couldn't do it just by, yes, we can. I know that several providers, they can do AML just by checking the wallet, but for that, we need still to receive this deposit, or our provider needs to receive the deposit. So it's only available already on the wallet side, but on our website, as we are no wallet connect company and our providers too. So for this amount of time, when the providers give the unique wallet address or wallet address, they have the custody for funds. And when they do AML, they have these funds. And if AML fails, they do a refund. So for that matter, yes, it's like we are not fully non-custodial service, if it's right to reply.
Okay. I think I understand. And if anyone else has any other questions, no, you're fine. And that's the thing with there's a game of semantics, right? What does custody actually mean and things like that. So I think you answered that pretty well. That technically yes, but asterisks kind of thing, right? Where it's conditional. Because you're an aggregator, you have many different pathways. So I understand. Kenton, did you have anything else? Any other questions or anything like that?
No, I'm good. I put it out to the audience again. If anybody wants to jump up and speak, ask anything, make a comment. Um, I know Let's Exchange, and Nadine, you said you asked more about kind of what THORChain, what we're working on. Well, Solana should go live here in February. Then Zcash after that, and then I believe it's Toncoin and is it
Arbitrum, maybe.
Arbitrum, yeah. What I thought, like, now with Solana, what is it? EDDS. I'm not gonna say it. I'm sorry. Whichever. Uh, I'm just gonna stop talking. You guys know what I'm trying to say. Do we need to support Solana? Sorry, I'm brain farting. I think that opens the door for Sui as well, and so maybe we'll see that eventually. Um, so yes, hopefully new chains, more pools this year. And then just like Patriot was talking about earlier, the app layer getting underway where we have like other features like the ability to do perpetual trading, perps, borrowing, lending, like more like kind of like more high frequency trading type strategies. Um, that's all coming this year. And I think then just in general, just making THORChain more efficient, um, cleaning up code and just, yeah, like tightening stuff up. The Q4 report that just went out that had like the roadmap on it, I thought was actually pretty good to like all the new things being worked on this year. It'd be nice to see those things go through. So yeah, for THORChain, I guess it's honestly just the same old in a sense. Every year it's THORChain's pretty different. THORChain ends the year pretty different from when it started. It's constantly being tweaked and changed and updated. So um, I don't think this year will be any different. Um, and then that's on the code. Uh, the front end, the THORChain, swap.thorchain.org. Um, Curious, what you think of it, Nadine, if you've tried it yet. If not, I hope you do. But uh, that's going to be our main push this year is to get that, promote that, get that out there, tell the whole world about it, and try and get users. Um, that's probably what people are going to see more is that trying to get that going. Have you been there to the interface, Nadine? Have you played with it yet?
Yeah, I think I was one of the one of the first one, to be honest. And sorry about that. I'm so surprised. I was sure that you had the ZK cache because I thought that I have done a ZK cache swap through THORChain. Maybe I was mistaken. Yeah, and so I was mistaken 100%. Yes, I have used your new website and this interface. I see. I'm so surprised that you decided to do it last year, and it's really good decision because as a user, not as a BD at Let's Exchange. I really like it, and I have tried to use it via several wallet connects. I like the UX, how it looks like, how it works. I had some troubles to use Wallet Connect, but it's not because of your uh, infrastructure, as I know, and your front end, but because of wallet connect issues. I tried to use several wallets. I used OKX wallet for that case, but I didn't manage to do a swap. After that, I switched to MetaMask and I managed to do a swap. So yes, it was pretty good, and I think it's just the beginning. So congratulations, Kenton. Congratulations to THORChain team. It's really cool.
Oh, great. Thank you. And yeah, I appreciate your conflict of interest, but still supporting us. Thank you. And you're not crazy with Zcash. So there's DEX segregation on the front end. So your Zcash probably went through Maya protocol and where Zcash trades there. And so we have if the pool doesn't exist on Thorchain, the swap will go through Maya protocol. And but Thorchain's still gonna add its own Zcash pool here. And but what's cool with Maya protocol is and I don't maybe you know Patriot, I don't know if it's live yet, but they're gonna have a shielded Zcash pool. Um and so that's gonna be pretty cool. Um and you'll be able to, use swap into that through our interface. It'll but yeah, just go through Maya. And there's no fees on top of the THORChain front end. There's no extra fees. It's just whatever the THORChain fee is or the Maya protocol fee. So yeah, so if a pool is halted on THORChain, like if trading is halted for whatever reason on the whole blockchain or any individual pool, then the swap will be routed to Maya as like a backup. And yeah.
One of the things I think people really have been asking for us is they want to swap Monero. We have tried to add XMR in the past, and Nadine, how Thorchain does it. This is real layer one, right? It's no shortcuts here. So when Solana goes live, around February 4th or so, it's gonna be a real deal. It's gonna be a real layer one, permissionless, no KYC access. And it's been a very hard chain to add. I think we're going on 2 years now. Sorry, everybody. It's been a journey, but we're here now. But like as Kenton said, it was a whole different, the EDDSA or whatever the heck the acronym is. It required us to reconfigure Bifrost and Thornode. It's just a huge monumental task to add. And the speed of Solana as well. It's a very heavy chain. So it's gonna be the heaviest chain I think we've got. I don't know if it's more than the Bifrost Daemon, but it's up there. And so it's a big, big deal. But then XMR as a whole another beast. Um, you have to get past so many different things when it comes to, the obfuscation. I remember the memo size of Monero was a problem for us. And so people really just want to swap into XMR. I know they want the real layer one asset permissionlessly. And I really want us to get there, but it's just not there yet. So that's the big reason we want you guys, like you guys, you said you use Edge Wallet, who's Paul was a friend of ours, the Unstoppable guys and other partners as well, right? And that means a lot to me because I know those teams and I think they're great. So I think that speaks well to, your reputation. And that's kind of like we're here is, people just want Monero. And it's cool to hear. I don't know if it's going to happen. I can't make promises, but it's really cool to hear that if we decide to go through that route, that, your API access is really crisp and maybe we could get it going within a week or so on STO, which is swap.thorchain.org. So yeah, very, very cool. I love what you guys are doing. And until we can get it natively, I think this is for me at least, my own opinion, I think it's a decent half measure, right? Because privacy coins, adding them is really freaking hard to do.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you so much for your kind feedback. And yeah, I would be super excited. And from our side, would love to chat more about it, maybe even today or next week to discuss what we can do together. I think from our side, integrating THORChain, it's also one of the best things that we can do. And as you mentioned, it's right that THORChain do it by hard way. You do a direct integration and Yeah, I understand. For example, we have integrated Sue, and it was a hard task for us too. So integrating directly it's the next level. By the way, what I really enjoy last year, it's meeting our partners. I- in real life, I was happy to be in Edge office in San Diego. I also was happy to be in Unstoppable Wallet office. And 1 year before, I was happy to meet Cake Wallet team in MoneroCon. So hopefully we can meet with you this year too. Are you going to MoneroCon? In I think in Poland this year.
That would be cool.
I'm
Go
not.
ahead, Kenton.
Yeah, no, I'm not. They have. I know it was MoneroCon, but there's a Monero conference in Mexico, isn't there? And they're bugging us to try and go, and but I don't think it's gonna happen.
Yeah, I wish I just had time. It's just hard right now. But yeah, I would love to. Do you guys ever come? I don't know. Do you guys go to like Bitcoin uh what the heck am I trying to say? Conferences or anything like that? Like, do you next time you're near Las Vegas, that's really easy for me to get to because I live pretty close to Las Vegas. But just due to life stuff, I have a very hard time traveling very far distances. But I definitely want to meet you and team or whoever is associated with Let's Exchange. I mean, I just think that human to human connection is so very important. I can talk with you, we can have a space, we can have a great time, be totally vibing. But until you actually look someone in the eye, you shake their hand or exchange a hug or whatever, that to me is the most impactful thing, 100%. So yeah, I really hope we can meet sometime soon in the future.
Yeah. So now I have a oh, I forgot this word in English, sorry. Not direct. I would be happy to go this year to Las Vegas. I had the tickets last year but didn't manage to go. But yep, this year I will try to plan it. For now, we are going to Consensus, MoneroCon, probably to ECC. So Las Vegas sounds like a great plan, and I totally agree with you. When you meet in person, it's a totally different vibe, especially for not a native speakers like me. I think when you can show your vibe, gesticulate, I really love to do it. Uh, it's a good opportunity to connect on a deeper level.
Yeah, and you're doing great speaking, by the way. You're doing just fine. Don't worry about that. We struggled with the word 30 for a little bit, but we got past it. And we that was the only hiccup I thought was the number. We're like 80, 30. But we managed. We made it through. Um, yeah, okay, awesome. Well, this has been a really fun conversation. I'm not seeing any more questions. Thank you everyone who submitted questions. Um, you know, I like you. I like what you guys do. And yeah, I really hope that as soon as this space ends, let's keep the conversation going. Because right, for me, this is just me speaking. I don't represent THORChain. When I go to STO or whatever, anything, I want to have access to Monero. And of course, ideally, in a world where I believe in permissionless, non KYC access to real layer one. I just want to have access to it. It's a good half measure in my mind. So hopefully that happens. I really do. I really hope that happens. But we'll see. We'll see. Lots of things to consider. Um, okay, with that being said, Kenton, do you think we have anything else whatsoever?
I think that's good.
Anything to say here?
No, me neither. We can start wrapping it up, and maybe just give Nadine one last chance. If there's anything you want to say before we end this, um, yeah, I'll give you the last word if you want.
Yeah, I just want to thank you guys. It's my first space for this month. I had a birthday yesterday, and I'm super happy to have this space. I was a bit worried. Yep. So I'm super grateful for Kenton for inviting us and having a really interesting chat with you. So hopefully we can partner this year. And thank you so much for your wonderful community. It's really good to speak here. And if you have any questions, please reach out to me. I'll share my contact information on Twitter or Telegram. So super excited. And yep, it's the end of the day for me in Central Asia. So I'll go to sleep after our space. So thank you so much,
You're
guys.
welcome. So, when you said you had your birthday yesterday, is this your way of telling us you partied last night, you're hungover today, and so you're a bit worried how the place is gonna go? You sound good. You sound right as
You,
fun. You sound yeah.
Ye- Kenton, I think you are not going to believe me, but I rescheduled my party, my birthday party for the next week, so I'm going to have this space today. Yes, so no, I just had a family lunch and that's all. So I'm going to have a huge celebration from Saturdays to Sunday
You
next
guys,
Solid.
she postponed her birthday celebration to spend time with us on a space. I mean, come on, that is golden right there. Hey, Kenton, real quick, look, call to action here, you guys. Everyone listening to this, please just click Let's Exchange profile, click follow, give them a follow. It's a great team. A lot of our partners use Let's Exchange, so they have, if they trust them, then that's a pretty dang good signal, guys. For those who are listening to the recording of the space, their handle is at Let's Exchange underscore IO. One more time, at Let's Exchange underscore IO. Great team. Great team. Sacrificing their birthday. By the way, would you ever be comfortable doing like a live stream potentially in the future? Are you comfortable getting on camera by chance?
Yeah, of course. I think it's going to be even more funny because you can see my face. Yeah, would love
Yeah,
to
okay,
do it.
yeah, because that's one thing that we want to do going forward. We're trying to figure it out right now. Kenton and I and a few others have been testing it.
Pulling my hair out. It's so
Yeah.
frustrating. I don't know, guys. I don't know.
Yeah,
I can't get that maybe let you feel you guys don't know what I'm talking about. I'm trying to get Riverside to connect to Twitter, to live stream to Twitter, and I can't. And I'm yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to get help from their support desk. But we got LinkedIn and YouTube working. We can't get Twitter. I mean, it's kind of useless without Twitter, right? This is our main audience. So, um, but I'm persistent. I'll figure it out.
Yeah, but this keeps going, man. You're gonna have no hair like me, bro, because I know you've just been just pulling your hair out trying to figure this out, man. So yeah, that's why, guys. We wanna I mean, we're gonna learn as we go. Obviously, the first live stream will probably, be a little quirky, but that's fine. It's whatever. We'll just get it done and then we'll get better as we go. But we definitely want to do live streams. So yeah, Nadine, let's keep that in the back of our minds and we love having guests from third parties. We're actually struggling to find teams and things that we can chat with. We try to come with topics, So yeah, let's do this again sometime. What do you say?
Actually, I just thought of
Yep.
something. Sorry, Nadine. If you're plugged into the Monero community, is there anyone from there you think we should have a space with, have a talk with? That'd be interesting to talk to for one, and who maybe they're fans of THORChain. Or maybe they don't know about THORChain, but they really obviously, if they're into Monero, they believe in the importance of privacy and whatnot, permissionless. Do you have any ideas of any person or any teams we can maybe talk to and have a space with them?
Hmm. Yup. I think I don't I think all of us know that Monero community is super super uh cool, difficult to reach out and they're super privacy focused one. But about the teams, I think it would be really for me as a user and a Twitter uh fan of yours. I think it would be really nice to hear your space with Unstoppable Wallet team. They have an amazing team. You work with them. Also, I enjoy to listen to polls and Dash teams. Away session and space. So I think they're also a good one. And of course, Vic from Cake Wallet or Seth from Cake Wallet. I think you would have an amazing MA session because one of the things that I really love about them, they're super technical. They built for over 10 years, and I think all of these guys you're going to have an amazing space. And I would love to hear more about some new topics that you can discuss with them. So yeah, more about technology maybe. Uh, do, do you know I had a funny story from last year on MoneroCon? It was my second MoneroCon, but on the first one I didn't done any photos. One of the mistakes that I have done a lot of photos. I have shared on my account that I have only 100 followers, maybe, and Monero community reached out to me and asked to delete them. So that's what I can say about Monero community. That I would personally like to invite more teams that built on Monero, like wallets, aggregators, and more. So Or maybe Zana team too. I heard that the team has built on Monero from 2015,
Yeah.
maybe something like that. And after that, they switched to Zana. So we met on MoneroCon also 2 years ago, and love their team. I would love to hear your space with them too. Maybe you're going to integrate Zana.
Kenton, I feel like an idiot because I believe I don't. Are you on Joel's Spaces at all, or do you go on that Spaces Let's Exchange? Because I think maybe we chatted actually. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It's hard. I don't know if you had a different profile, but your voice sounds so familiar to me. Um, do you go on? Did you go on Dash Spaces at all?
I think once maybe not that it was by one of our partners, but yes, we had the one space with Joel probably, one space with Paul, but that's all.
Yeah. Well, that's so funny you say that with Zano. I actually talk to them a lot, usually on Thursdays. So, and we actually had a really good interaction. So Kenton, what I'll do, I'll reach out to Zano. We'll get a space with them. I think that would be awesome. So that'll be a little mission for me. Thank you for bringing that up, Kenton. Good idea.
Cool.
Okay, I
Oh, yeah.
think should we wrap it up?
Yeah, I think so. Thank you, Nadine. Yeah, go ahead, Patriot. Yeah.
All right. Yes, guys. One last call out, please. Follow Let's Exchange. Follow Nadine. Awesome guest we've had. It was a really fun conversation today, guys. And then we're gonna have for the next weekend, Saturday. I don't think we got anybody. But on
They would do. We do. The swap DK that we're an aggregator. That is
perfect.
confirmed. Yeah.
Oh, excellent. Thank you. Excuse me. Sorry, Kenton. I should have asked beforehand. We have Swap DK coming next week, guys. The aggregator. Very, very cool. And then the following week, February 7th, we're going to have Bio Labs making a return. They're going to have a big announcement, a big launch, you guys. So really, that's going to be super exciting. Don't miss that one at all. Very cool team. And okay, guys, with that being said, I hope everyone has a great rest of your weekend. Take care, everyone. Bye now.
Bye bye. Thank you guys.